baby. What do you say? Good morning. It's, what is it? It's Wednesday. All right. I'm right with it. Good morning, everybody. Why are my headphones squealing like this? Isn't that annoying? See if I can fix this. Hey, so it's a big day here at the show. Hey, do you guys know that tomorrow is Take Your Daughter to Work Day? Yeah, I'm taking one of my daughters to work tomorrow. I can hear you. What? Fred, how come I can never hear you?
I don't know.
You got to get on the microphone.
Between your mic and mine.
No, I think you got to get close to it.
Okay.
Because now I hear you fine.
But usually this is like an inch away. Usually in a broadcast situation, you have to get that close.
Yeah, but I think you know after 10 years that you have to get close to this.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, what were you saying?
No, the microphone isn't changing.
Well, what were you saying?
Oh, just take her to a different place. Take her to a different part of the building.
You know, that's not a bad idea. Maybe I should take her to corporate. Tell her I'm an accountant.
Sit her up there with the sales staff.
Let her watch traffic.
Yeah. Sit her up there with the sales staff.
Let Tom take her.
Well, why even be in radio? Why not just take her to a doctor's office and say I'm a doctor?
You could do that, too.
Take her to Jokeland.
Joke?
No, that I wouldn't be proud of. That's an embarrassment.
Don't you have meetings afterwards you can take her to instead of this?
No. What meeting do I have?
You always say
She
you got
can go to the gym?
Yeah. Take her to the gym.
Jogging.
Go to your therapist.
She can see what the personal trainers do.
It's weird, too, because like sometimes I have to throw her out of the studio. Like, I know tomorrow we have a guy who sells used panties on the Internet. And it's like, you know, I don't want my daughter in here when I talk to that guy. You dig?
Yeah.
That's when Gary takes her on the tour of the rest of the station.
Right.
Let her see the other departments. Like, let her sit back there with Scott for a little while.
Let her watch Scott's.
Nah, she wants to be with her dad.
Yeah, but she can't learn anything in here. Something bad.
Sure, she
No, something bad will happen.
Maybe I'll just do a music show tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? I'll do like a...
And then she can spin a record.
Yeah, I'll play some tunes.
Hit a button.
Yeah, I said to her, you know, I don't think there's another job like this in America. There's nothing to learn. Well, this whole Take Your Daughter to Work thing got started, and quite frankly, I'm happy to have her at school because there's too many shootings going on in these schools.
That's true. It could be safer here than there.
Yeah. Although, I don't know. I think we got our own trench coat mafia right here. I don't want to name names. To be honest with you. I think Casey's in there.
What moniker are they going by, and where's their website so I can see what day they're going to shoot us?
Casey, Fred, and Scott the engineer. Trench coat mafia. Would ye? Come into their black coats and blow everyone away.
I mean, if you see a kid in school in a black coat, get rid of him.
Actually, I mean, it sounded like a cool outfit. It was like black trench coats. No, it was black trench coats and black eye makeup.
Yeah, but they also wore fatigues.
Oh, they did?
Yeah,
well, that's that cool.
under the trench coat.
I never dig fatigues.
Yeah.
Fatigues never look cool.
And they always say, they're going to blow up the school.
Yeah, and you never believe them. Because who would blow up the school? You go, yeah, well, what are you going to do after that? Kill yourselves? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the plan.
How do you find each other, too? How do you find similar guys who are all willing to kill themselves?
I don't know, but somehow they do gravitate toward each other.
Yeah.
It's like magnetic fields.
Yeah. It's like, how do you find 3 other kids in the school who are willing to kill themselves?
With you.
Yeah. It's too much.
Do they have like a big leader or something like that? Like
I don't know. It just says like they arrested 2. The 2 shot themselves, and then they arrested 1 more.
Yeah, they said one of the kids' fathers had his own home recording studio, and his mother tried to make albums.
Very strict disciplinary.
No kidding. Yeah, food is French onion soup.
But the worst part of it all is that they say, you know, like when they were shooting people, one of the guys was saying, this is because you made fun of, I got made fun of last year.
Yeah. Did you hear Captain Jenks' phony phone call? So like, everyone was calling here, like, I put him up to it, and I was like, oh, please.
Well, you know what?
Congressman Serrano called. He was upset about the phone call. And I'm like,
Jay,
I have nothing to do with this.
We don't even hardly know Jenks.
I know. He is a lone operator.
He'd be in the trench coat mob.
In the middle of, like this horrible shooting, 25 people dead, you know, kids. So I have it because Laura sent it to me on my computer. This is really cool technology, aside from the fact that this is a phony phone call. She can just capture it right away and send it to me on my computer. The whole file. Here, I think this will work. Let me see if I can do this on the air.
It's interesting technology, but we're not sure it works.
Well, you never know. Here, wait. I don't know how it'll sound. I'm playing this off my computer. Okay? Here you go.
Sarah Spalding from Swedish Medical Center has an update for us, and this is an interview recorded a short time ago. 4 of the injured are at Swedish Medical Center. Oh, Sarah's on the phone with us. Sarah, can you give us an update on the conditions?
Yes, so far it is 18 people that are critically injured. We don't know much more past that, but we do know one thing. The gunman was Howard Stern. He was shooting up the whole school. It was ridiculous. He was angry because nobody was watching his Saturday night television.
Apparently that was not Sarah Spalding, and someone else is calling in and posing as somebody from one of the hospitals that we've been trying to talk to today. We do know at Swedish Medical Center that we have 4...
So anyway, then.
So Congressman Serrano called you?
Yeah, well, yeah, everyone called. He wasn't the only one. They were like, well, how can you guys be doing this? And I go, listen, I don't have anything to do with it.
You're home asleep.
Yeah, I mean, the listeners have been doing this on their own for years.
You know what was really funny was not only were there phone call pranks,
yeah.
It was reported that these guys had a website.
Oh, yeah?
So people were going on and creating websites instantly and writing messages on them like they were the trench coat mafia.
Yeah.
And they found that all of them were fake.
Meanwhile, I know some band, like in about a year, is going to call themselves Trench Coat Mafia.
Yeah. I thought that right away. I said, ooh, cool name for a band.
Yeah, Trench Coat Mafia. Perfect. And John's like, I got to make an album.
He's taking the name. Finally, there's a good name.
Yeah, because he has the worst name. What's the name of his band?
What is it now?
Although Jackie's wife has the worst name for bands.
Yeah,
Scoldies.
Really bad.
I've grown to like that.
Big Orange Marble. And
I've grown to like that. You better like it. You're financing the whole thing. You're completely jaded.
I might be.
Scoldies and Big Orange Marble. Big Orange Marble wasn't so bad. Scoldies.
Well, Big Orange Marble
it's only
was
because
the
you
sun.
said it several times. You don't remember your initial reaction.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't so... But John has the hardest time. What was the name of his band? Josie Sang?
Yeah.
That was the worst.
That was after Rock Slide and before the Bad Trees.
The Bad Trees, yeah.
Right.
And he wanted to name it at one point Pilgrim State.
Yeah, I remember there was a P one.
Pilgrim State.
When was the
Wait, Rubber Beaver and Mund was another name.
Yeah, Mund. I told him to name him Mund.
Mund is actually better.
Yeah, I said, John, name it Mund.
Mund is the closest to a decent name.
Yeah.
But what's it called now?
Stuttering John.
Stuttering John.
Oh.
Remember that. Yeah, Captain.
Hey, good morning, Howard.
Yeah, just played your call. Everyone blames me for that. Would you tell people I don't put you up to that?
No, I did it on my own.
I know.
Well, you know, I mean, that's horrible what happened and all, but I mean, actually what was going on was the feed that was going on that they were syndicating went over MSNBC, CNN, and just about every other station that was doing coverage of it.
Right.
So a lot of people saw that, and I got 64 emails within 5 minutes of the call. So it was.
Well, I got the other 100,000.
Yeah.
For the people who couldn't get in touch with you.
Go directly to you.
You know, I kind of thought that people were. I mean, I as soon as I did it, I knew it was going to be like one that a lot of people heard. So,
right.
But you didn't do it.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's calling me complaining that you made this phone call during this horrible tragedy. And
You do that with or without this show, wouldn't
right.
you?
Well, it is damn funny, isn't it?
There's nothing funny about it.
Just blowing up the whole place. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, everyone said to me, everyone was watching CNN during this thing, and they go, right away, Captain Jenks.
Yeah. Everybody but the news people.
Usually when I make these calls, I get through to either MSNBC or CNN.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
This one was being simulcast over MSNBC.
You know what's amazing about you? You not only get through, and forget about the fact that it's a tragedy or anything, but he gets through, and they think he's the reporter. How does he know how to do that?
Well, he was the hospital spokesperson or something.
Oh. Right, yeah, and that person that I said I was actually the real hospital spokesperson that was on another station.
I see.
So
Good.
he does a little research.
I mean, it's amazing. He's a mad genius.
I mean, if not for anything else, I should be like a fail-safe for people to realize that, you don't believe anything you hear on the news.
Well, how do you...
That's stretching it.
They never ask you questions to prove who you are?
I like that Captain Jenks is, making himself important now. I'm a gadfly.
I think he picked that up from some article he wrote.
Yeah, there was an article about how, at least Captain Jenks points out how news people don't check their sources. Ever since that, he's been flying with it.
Howard,
Plugged into the system.
Yeah.
Give me enough time, I'll find a million reasons to justify what I did.
Me too. All right, man. Later.
All right.
Captain Jenks, everybody. There you go.
It's great. He's supposed to be a woman, and he didn't even hardly disguise
Sounds like a woman.
Well, he started out okay. He was like, hello, and then he goes, hello.
It's like a kid who's changing,
hello?
going through the change.
Hello.
Hello.
All of a sudden, there's a full moon.
Hello. Brr.
Howard Stern.
Oh, it was Howard Stern.
Sarah Spalding from Swedish Medical Center has an update for us, and this is an interview recorded a short time ago. 4 of the injured are at Swedish Medical Center. Oh, Sarah's on the phone with us. Sarah, can you give us an update on the conditions?
Yes, so far it is 18 people that are critically injured. We don't know much more past that, but we do know one thing. The gunman was Howard Stern. He was shooting up the whole school. It was ridiculous. He was angry because nobody was watching his Saturday night television.
Apparently that was not Sarah Spalding.
Xavier claims to be a member of the Trenchcoat Mafia.
Oh, please.
What is that?
Hi, James.
That's the shoot-'em-up group.
Yes. Yes, Xavier.
I have a message before you could ask questions. Okay, can I please do that?
You have what?
I have a message I'd like to say.
All right, let me hear the message.
Things must change. I'm a member of the TCM Eastern Division. There's 45 members altogether. We're tired of the rich families, the athletes controlling the schools where we don't have the rights to participate, and we are looked down upon. Things must change. We're willing to die for this.
So is the Trenchcoat Mafia...
Well, it will change if you die.
Isn't the Trenchcoat Mafia just something local into this Denver high school?
They don't know.
Oh, they don't know. No. You're saying it's widespread.
I don't want to get into fine details about this. There's 45 members. That's all I'll tell you.
And where do you live?
Western Division.
Well, where are you from?
I'm from Pittsburgh.
And you're saying as far away as Pittsburgh has a Trenchcoat Mafia?
We're spread out. There's only a few of us we met on the Internet, and we're tired of this.
Tired of what?
We're tired. This is people who don't fit in the quote-unquote normal society, Howard.
That would be me, I guess.
This is quote-unquote from the newspaper.
Yeah.
You may believe what you want.
Robin, you're in trouble.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
Please.
This is the first act of violence that you have seen.
Really?
Yeah.
There's going to be more?
I'm not going to guarantee anything. But
what is the next thing you're planning?
I will not give that out.
Why not?
Give us a clue.
Give me a clue what it's about.
No clues, nothing.
Oh, come on. What kind of loser are you?
So why did these guys get picked to go
That's what we hear all the time.
Yeah, I'm a loser, too.
Why do...
It goes far beyond just being a loser, okay?
Oh,
it's far beyond that. It's put down for the way we look, put down the way we feel, what we do in a normal life.
Get a radio show. That's what I did.
Yeah, that's the way to get back at it.
It's not that easy for everybody.
Really? Wasn't easy for me either.
You notice how the clothes have to be brought up and what we're wearing, what our style is? That means, well, we're all wrong for wearing black. What is wrong with black?
Black is beautiful.
This won't be the last act.
All right.
Well, he's not going to give us any more information.
What information do you want here? What do you think I possibly could give out right now?
What is it, Melrose? You want to talk to
I
this
know
guy?
who that is on the phone.
Who is that?
It's Aaron from Pittsburgh.
Wow.
The kid.
It's the kid. And Howard.
Yeah.
I was out at the Star Wars line last night.
So let's assume that he's goofing, right?
Of course he's goofing. He's an idiot.
Aaron. Melrose says you're an idiot.
Melrose, how could you do this to me? Aaron, grow up. Get a job. How many calls have I got against Howard in your room? Aaron, get me a comedy gig.
We have our own network.
I'm working on that for you, Melrose. Okay, it's kind of tough, you know? Aaron, call me when you wake up. Howard.
All right, thank you, Aaron.
Howard, let me talk to you real quick. No, Howard, you have nothing to say.
I don't want to talk to the trench coat.
I have
You were
something
more
to
interesting
say,
when you were in the Trenchcoat Mafia.
Howard, okay, trench coat's gone. Okay, I'm a normal kid. Howard, listen to me. Give me a chance. I love your show. I respect everything you do for radio, okay?
Aaron's in the Trench Mouth Mafia. What is it, Aaron?
All right, listen, I want to get into radio. I want to come up there. I want to see how it works. Okay, Melrose is right. He knows me. I don't...
All right, I'll have you for...
Should come to take your daughter to work.
Yeah, you could be on Take Your Daughter to Work Day.
Howard, I'm being serious. I feel a connection between us. I feel I'm going to be the next radio guy after you.
Hey, simply, let me put it this way. No, I don't want you here.
That's very funny.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
Not to change the topic, I was in the line last night for the Star Wars people.
Yes.
They're all fans of yours. Do you want me to go down there right now?
Who?
Go for it, Larry.
The lines. Remember I told you there were people lining up at Star Wars already?
Of course they're my fans. Who else would be out there?
Who else has the time?
Who else? My fans have the time to do anything.
Do you want to talk to him, Howard?
No, I don't want to talk to them.
Larry,
do I want to talk to them?
Do that to
It
me?
might be interesting to find out who's out there and how they get to stand on line for a month.
Yeah, all right, Larry. Go down there and call us.
Howard, let me ask Larry 10 minutes.
All right.
Let me ask Larry something.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Larry, you still there?
Larry.
Yeah, why do we have
How
to listen?
could you do this to me? You know this is my fun thing. People died yesterday. You and Captain Jank ought to go to a mental hospital. Who are you?
Look who's calling you mental.
Yeah, look who's saying this. Wait. Hang on a second. I help you out, buddy, and you're doing this to me.
Hey, but seriously...
Melrose Larry Green. I don't ever hurt anybody in my activities on the Stern Show. I brought you to Pittsburgh, had a book signing at the Dairy Queen for you. Aaron, yesterday when Janks made that call, the gunman might have been listening to it.
Hey, Aaron.
Yeah.
Seriously, no one believed you were a member of the Trenchcoat Mafia.
All right, maybe it was a bad call. I can't be perfect all the time.
No, I know a lot of your calls.
Yesterday.
I know about you.
I most of your calls. Don't be sorry.
I read about you on the internet.
Aaron,
I know about you.
please talk.
What?
I'm telling you.
You want to talk to me?
I'm 19 years old, okay?
All right. Why don't you come talk to me?
I have no ambition but to be on the radio.
All right, so call me.
Okay.
All right, I'll talk to you. You can come down here and visit. We'll interview you.
I want to see how it works.
He's a kid.
But is he in school 19? Where's he? What's he doing?
You want to know what I'm doing?
Yeah.
I'm doing nothing, okay? I went to college. That's not my thing.
All right, well, that's a good way to get in the radio.
I know all the negatives. I
have a way for you to get into radio. Why don't you just, make some signs and stand on a corner?
That's right. There you go. See, that's the difference between me and Larry. I'm going to do it the right way, you know? Hey, I like Larry. I don't know why he's doing this to me. I'm really upset. I'm not doing anything. Aaron, the call was in bad taste. In bad taste? It's a terrible thing, and what Janks did yesterday was awful. Everything is open to talk about. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Howard should teach you that. Captain Janks is a weasel. Why don't you go work for Captain Janks, Aaron?
Why are you attacking Captain Janks?
Did you hear that call, what he said?
Yes. So, who cares? It's at the point.
And the reason why
it's an inappropriate call, but what's it got to do with anything?
Keep him from shooting somebody.
Yeah, better he make calls than shoot people.
We in the Whack Pack don't even talk to Captain Janks anymore. The Whack Pack.
The Whack Pack seems to have broken up, actually.
Yeah.
No, actually, we're having a good time. We love to be good, entertain people. I wish I could become a member, Larry. You're in, Aaron. You're a good kid, but don't make calls like that, Aaron.
All right, thank you, too. Why don't you guys call each other privately?
Call. Howard, please.
What?
Is there anything you could do?
Yes.
Come on, I want,
All right, Aaron, we'll have you down. We'll give you a tour of the radio station.
Let me talk to someone. Let me
sit there. You come down here, wear a dress, and we'll give you a tour of the radio station, all right?
This one time.
We just said yes. You don't listen.
I'll wear a dress, and I'll sit in there for a segment.
Thank you.
And makeup.
Yeah, put pretty nail polish on your toes. Because I like that.
I'm going to make it the right way. Listen for the name Aaron Silverman after you're done.
Aaron Silverman. All right, thank you, Aaron.
Aaron Silverman from Pittsburgh, the man.
All right, thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.
All right, Trenchcoat Mafia, Aaron. Listen, I'm in the Trenchcoat Mafia. Yeah, I was like, my agent, Don, our agent, called me and said, he sounded like death warmed over. He said, you're not going to believe what's going on. You got the TV on? I go, no, I don't. I didn't have it on. I was on the phone. So he says, you got to turn it on. There's a whole big thing going on in Denver. I was like, let me check this out. Man, I watched it for 5 minutes. I couldn't even handle it. Yeah. I don't want to see that. This happens. I think it happens because, you know what?
Well, they're saying now, why in schools? Schools used to be havens or safe places where you only got beat up. You didn't get bombed. I'm
not sure why. I was thinking, well, maybe it's because there's so many guns in the United States. Seriously, you never see this anywhere else. You don't see this going on anywhere else in the world except the United States. Think about it.
They have that shooting over in Scotland. There was a person who came into the school and shot
that's a
everybody.
Teacher. And they're not even supposed to have guns over there.
Yeah, there's a lot less of it. Let's put it that way.
That's true.
Yeah.
But we have, the market on mass murder.
I know.
And serial killing and that sort of thing.
Yeah. But these kids, they found each other and they formed a little group, Trenchcoat Mafia, and they weren't the cool kids. They were the losers, supposedly. But the fact of the matter is, they sounded like they were walking around. They had a whole look. They had, big black trench coats. Right. Black spiked hair with black eye makeup. They sound like Marilyn Manson.
Right.
Yeah, but nobody liked them.
I wish I had a look like that in high school.
So you could have been alone and...
No, because I think that would have been very hip.
They weren't, though. That's
I know.
what I'm saying. They had the 4 of themselves.
What's weird is the problem is they're not part of any group.
Except the group they were.
But they had a cool name. They had Trenchcoat Mafia.
They want to be a part of every other group.
Right. Well, it was Adolf Hitler's birthday yesterday, so...
Yeah, they were celebrating.
Yeah, they were into Adolf Hitler. I think those kids get into Hitler.
Yeah. So they're really going to be popular.
Yeah. What's your thing, Hitler? Because somebody asked me yesterday, they said, what are your hobbies, actually? What are your interests? And I said, like music, maybe?
You don't even know.
I don't even know. I said, I work. I work and I sleep and I eat.
Well, isn't your interest in work?
Yeah.
All right.
I said, if they don't pay me, I shut down. But I like to sit with the dog on the front lawn.
You watch TV.
Yeah, TV. That's what I said. I said TV, comic books. I read a lot of those. I love comic books and television. This person said to me,
movies.
So this person said to me, you're like 12 years old.
You're like the Trichco Mafia?
Yeah. I said, I know. Except I just don't kill people.
Where's your duster?
What's the idea? What's the odds, though, of 4 kids in a high school finding each other and all willing to kill themselves and kill other people?
Well, that's really weird.
Isn't that amazing?
But a while back there was that suicide pact thing going on.
Yeah.
So sometimes these kids do find each other.
Because they say they went into the high school giggling.
Laughing and asking people if they were into sports and then shooting them. Now, who would answer yes? The guy's
Now, imagine you're like, uh-oh, wait a second. If I say yes, maybe these guys are into sports or maybe they're not.
Yeah, it's a 50-50.
And you go, yeah? Boom. And then a lot of the kids were crying and screaming and pleading, please don't kill us. And they said, you don't have to cry and scream because you're going to be dead in a minute anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, that's scary.
And they were also just shooting black people. They didn't even ask them.
Oh, they shot black people?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was a racist thing.
Oh, yeah.
Denver has black people?
Jocks and black people. Well, the 2 or 3 are gone now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jocks and black people.
Yeah, that was the main... Those were the main targets.
Wow.
And I guess it sounded like they shot some girls. Probably girls who didn't look at them.
Yeah, right.
On the news, I thought they said they were shooting popular people.
Well, of course. Jocks are popular.
I was the most popular kid in my high school. I was a goner.
Yeah. Jackie's always talking about how in high school he was so popular.
But how do you have a group like that? Like, you get together, and who poses and why don't we go in there and kill a bunch of them?
Yeah, and then everyone goes, okay.
I got a better idea. Why don't we do it and then kill ourselves?
I think it sort of happens like, man, I'd love to kill the popular kids. I'd love to kill the jocks.
You know what? It's almost like an aside. Like, would you like to kill them? Or, like, man, I should have killed him today.
Yeah, I sure would.
You get some agreement and it grows.
Yeah. And, hey, I'd like to kill them and then kill ourselves. Now the authorities cannot go into the high school because there's bombs all over the high school?
Yes, this was like a strategic thing.
Wow.
One of the kids who was, talking about it said it seemed like they knew because of what they do. We would all run into the library.
I wish we were this organized in Yugoslavia.
Yeah, like they really channeled everybody into one area.
Really?
They're saying apparent suicide, so they're not even sure that they committed suicide because
But they look like self-inflicted gunshot wounds.
Yeah, but they probably did. I mean, how else did they die? You're saying that some kids killed them or something?
Why are they saying apparent?
Well, because they never know.
They're still trying to get the bombs out of the place, so they can't really go in and do all that forensic stuff.
Right. But it's a suicide.
Everything's alleged, because they were even asking, were they wearing trench coats yesterday? They couldn't even comment.
But don't the kids also have bombs planted on them?
They had their cars rigged.
Right.
And they had like 12 or so. They had already found like 12 devices around the school. I don't know about bombs on themselves.
Yeah. Well, pretty weird. We're on in Denver, I think.
I know.
David, you're on the air.
Hey, Pinocchio, good morning.
Thank you.
I just want to let you know...
Pinocchio. Thank you. You know what? It's a miracle I didn't shoot anybody. It really is.
Exactly what they went through.
I had to listen to all this crap.
We consider you, instead of Nostradamus, the Nostradamus of our time.
No, Nostradamus.
Nostradamus, right.
Thank you, yes.
You don't even have it right.
Dude, I got it. I can goof on me better than you can.
You're probably right.
Go ahead.
What's your prediction of the millennium with the widening war in the Balkans and the Denver atrocities? What do you think's going to happen?
Oh, get out of here. You're such a nut. What do I think's going to happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, what am I? What, I got a crystal ball?
Close singing like it.
Yeah. She'll let you know.
How come she couldn't tell us about that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she would have. We just didn't call her.
Yeah, that's what she'll say. I made that prediction.
A bunch of kids in Denver are going to kill everybody. I see black raincoats. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Bombs.
Too bad she wasn't at the high school.
Don't shoot me.
Hello, Mark.
Oh, Howard.
Hello.
So glad to talk to you. Oh, I was watching the news yesterday.
Yes.
We got the feed from Denver.
Yes.
Up here in California.
Yeah.
And Captain Jay comes on.
Yes.
And says, Howard Stern.
Yes, we just played it. We heard it.
Yeah.
We heard it.
Sucked.
Yeah. Well, hey, and then everyone starts calling me like I made the call. I say, hey, I had nothing to do with it. I can't stop Captain Jenks from doing that.
I know you didn't.
And then Congressman Serrano, who I worship.
He was just,
you know what?
He called me.
us.
Yeah, he called me upset, and I was like, please.
I want to kick
Yes.
Captain Jenks' ass.
I don't think you're going to be able to.
No, I can't. I know I can't.
You're very effeminate.
I'm not effeminate.
Oh, please. You sound
shut up.
You sound like Andy Dick.
I want to kiss Captain.
No, I'll come there and I'll kick his ass.
You want to kiss it or kick it?
Kick it. I'll kick his ass.
You like guys, right?
No.
Oh, please.
Oh, please.
You like men.
I studied Taekwondo and Jeet Kune Do, Kung Fu, and I'll kick his ass. Because that was the worst thing you could ever have done.
The worst thing to do is go into the school and shoot kids.
Yeah, I think they got him beat a little bit.
Yeah, and to say that you did it?
I know.
Was that funny? It wasn't even funny.
You're funny.
Funny?
You're funny.
No, well, no.
Anal rape is the worst thing.
No, it isn't.
You've never had sex with a man?
No. No, Howard.
How old are you? How old are you?
I'm 32. I've only had sex with women.
Really?
Does he live at home?
No, never had sex with.
No one has ever told you you sound very effeminate?
No, I'm not effeminate.
You don't have children, do you?
No, I
God,
don't.
I pray you don't. Imagine you're this guy's kid, you'd be all confused. Hi, Dad.
I mean, Mom.
Now go to your room and play with your doll.
Kids, I need you to go away from the TV. I'm very upset about the Captain Jenks phone call.
I'm going to hissy.
I will come there and I will kick.
All right, understood.
I will kick his ass.
All right, thank you.
Leave us
Thank
over
you,
that,
Mark.
too.
Thank you. All right, there's Mark. Wow. Wow. So, Melrose Larry's out at the, he's online at the Star Wars line, whatever that is. I guess it's a movie theater.
Yeah.
Where exactly are you, Melrose?
I'm right online. Howard, I'm right online with the Star Wars kids outside the Man's Chinese Theater. I got about 15 kids here, and they're all fans of the show.
No, I don't understand something. So you can buy advance tickets?
No, they're waiting for the 19th.
They're waiting. They've been here.
What is today's date?
It's April 21st.
They've been here for 3 weeks already, or 2 weeks.
Really? How many people?
There's right now about 12 kids with me, and there's boys and girls, college kids, all kinds of kids.
Let me speak to somebody who looks like a responsible adult.
All right, who wants to talk to Howard first? Okay, man, hold on 1 second. Hello?
Dude.
Hey, how's it going?
What's your name?
I'm Peter.
Peter.
Yep.
Don't you go to school?
Yeah, actually I do.
What school?
Cal State University Northridge.
You don't have classes?
I do have classes, actually. I went to one today.
So how do you stand online and then go to classes? Don't you lose your place in line?
No, the way we do it is we actually have, we all accumulate hours. So, like, basically the person with the most hours can be at the front of the line.
Who controls that?
Yeah, I mean, who's in charge of that? The theater?
No, our group is. We all have it all planned out like that.
Yeah, but what if, like, some other guys come along and go, who cares about your hours?
Hours calculations.
Any other guys that come and say that, they get to go right behind us.
Why would they go? Tell Melrose to shut up.
He says, shut up. My bad, Howard, my bad.
No, I mean, who can do an interview with him screaming, look out?
Screaming crazy.
Yeah. So, okay, so how many hours have you logged so far?
Personally, since April 7th, I've logged near about 120 hours myself.
Jesus Christ.
And the great thing about that, actually, is that we're actually sponsoring Starlight Children's Foundation, so we're making a lot of money for every hour that we're out here.
Dude, wouldn't it be easier to... I was saying this yesterday. Wouldn't it be easier just to, like, wait for the movie to come out? And so let's say you see it the third day.
We are waiting for the movie to come out.
Yeah, but I mean, like, why not just see it the third day? You have to be the first one to see it?
Yeah, why not?
Well, like, aren't you a little embarrassed, I mean, to just, like, keep this hype going?
Your life?
I mean, like, George Lucas spent less time making the movie than you are waiting for it.
Yeah, but the charity is what gets us out here the most.
No, bull.
Bull? What do you mean, bull?
I mean, you're out there because you have this Star Wars fascination. But you know what I would do, man? Why don't you fly down to Florida and watch it the first day? Those theaters will be empty.
Nah. All right, so I'm going to pass the phone to somebody else.
Nah, that's all right.
That's all right.
It's skeeving me out.
We got a girl here. Hold on.
I don't care. Do you care about this? Let me speak to Melrose Larry.
What was that?
Let me speak. Are you a hot chick?
Allegedly.
Yeah, let me speak to Melrose.
Okay, hold on.
Howard.
Hey, Melrose, Captain Jenks wants to yell at you.
Captain Janks.
Yeah.
He's so desperate for airtime.
No, hold on. I don't want to yell at you, dude. I just want to know what the hell you bad-mouthing me for.
Tom, yesterday, when this event was going on, you make that phony phone call. The gunman had people in the room. People could have died because of your phone call.
Because of my phone call? How do you make that?
Yeah, how do you figure that?
Because this event was going broadcast on live TV.
Yeah, but do you think the kids in the school were watching TV?
Of course they were watching
And even
TV.
if they were, what did my call have to do with it?
Tom, why don't you do something good with your life?
Oh,
Melrose,
Melrose, you're standing outside a theater in line watching Star Wars.
You're such a desperate guy, man.
You know what? You are so jealous that you didn't do that call, aren't you?
Jealous what? Jealous that you forge Howard's name in books?
No, that's what it is.
Jealous that you steal money from Crackhead Bob and Kenneth Keith Kallenbach?
That's what it is.
Jealous?
You're so jealous.
Jealous that I don't pump gas?
Hey,
jealous that I'm not an adopted kid like you? You little weasel, Captain Janks. Kiss my ass.
Hey, Melrose.
Howard.
What is it like not to have a life of your own?
Well, there they go.
Melrose, it's really sad because,
Tom, you're Tom
Melrose.
Tom.
Melrose.
Yes, Tom.
I don't understand what your problem was with that call. Why do you
Because it's in bad taste.
Well, when is the appropriate time to do those calls?
First of all, the call wasn't
Should I pick and choose?
It wasn't even funny.
It wasn't funny.
Tom Phone makes real good calls.
You're right, he does, but that call was funny, too. Dude.
Tom Phone, who runs my website, which I won't even mention. I don't need to be like that. It's another thing. You're always plugging your stupid website. You're not even a fan of the show, man. You're a fan of Captain Janks. I'm a fan of the show.
Melrose.
What do you mean he's not a fan of the show?
You steal money from Crackhead Bob?
He stole money. Tell him how you stole money from Kenneth Keith.
No, that's not true.
Did you steal money from Crackhead Bob?
Melrose, you're getting your information secondhand. All right?
Where can you get this kind of information firsthand?
He didn't get Kenneth Keith on the phone. He'll tell you.
Listen, Melrose, I just
don't... Kenneth Keith. I got his phone number. You want his number off the air, Howard?
No.
They can call him. And listen, Melrose, I just don't understand why you're bad-mouthing me.
Because I didn't like your call.
I don't get what... Well, see, I'm saying, how does that have anything to do with... I mean, you laugh at most of the calls. What's wrong with this one?
Because people... The guy had people in...
I didn't even know that. When I called up, I didn't know the situation.
The main question is, which of these two is the biggest loser?
I'm a lot older than you. Listen to me.
You're a hell of a lot older than me.
Tom, you bought me a soda in Cleveland. You're a friend of mine. I remember the soda you bought me in Cleveland.
I don't get this. Melrose, I just don't understand. What the hell?
You crossed the line.
Well, where's the line, Melrose?
The line is the guy had a gun and he was killing people.
I didn't know.
And you say the gunman is Howard Stern and they weren't watching the TV.
That's not funny.
A complimentary call.
And you don't think that's funny?
It is funny, but it's in bad taste.
Okay, well, before it wasn't funny. Now it's funny, but it was in bad taste. In bad taste, I can agree with.
It's in terrible taste.
In bad taste, I can agree with.
But let's get back to the Star Wars line, because I'm online with kids from Caltech and hot girls.
No, I don't care about the Star Wars line.
Howard, can you play that call again just to piss Melrose off, please?
I'll play it again because I started getting calls like I made the call. Congressman Serrano, who I worship, called me like I made the phone call.
A congressman called you and bitched about it?
Well, he thought I made the call. I said, I have nothing to do with it. Here, I'll play the call. Here it is. This is Captain Janks on CNN.
Warning in on my segment again, Tom.
During the...
Warning in on my segment, Tom.
Oh, please. His segment.
He expanded your time.
The Swedish Medical Center has an update for us, and this is an interview recorded a short time ago. 4 of the injured are at Swedish Medical Center. Oh, Sarah's on the phone with us. Sarah, can you give us an update on the conditions?
Yes, so far it is 18 people that are critically injured. We don't know much more past that, but we do know one thing. The gunman was Howard Stern. He was shooting up the whole school. It was ridiculous. He was angry because nobody was watching his Saturday night television.
Apparently that was not Sarah Spalding, and someone else is calling in and posing as somebody from one of the hospitals that we've been trying to talk to today. We do know at Swedish Medical Center that we have 4...
Yeah, again, bad taste, yes. Funny, or bad taste, definitely. Funny, yes. Funny call.
It's not funny.
Yes, it is funny.
Such a loser. You're so desperate.
Howard, do you think that's funny?
Well, I'm a fan of phony phone calls, and I never get why people, like, react to them. I mean, like, CNN is so serious and...
Well, those people almost lost the capacity to talk when they figured they were goofed on.
Yeah, it's funny to watch these anchor people who are so programmed. Like, obviously, that was not the... I mean, there's a funny aspect to it. There's no funny aspect to kids getting shot in Denver. There's nothing funny about that. But I don't know what one thing has to do with the other, quite frankly.
Well, you know, when I did this call, Howard, it was very early on. I didn't even know what was going on. They didn't even know if anybody was injured.
Right.
You know?
Well, I mean, but what's the difference? Who cares what you do? I care about the kids in the school.
Right.
Yeah, and nobody even cares about these talking heads who make ratings out of these tragedies.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Melrose, I just don't understand. I mean,
you don't have children. You don't know what it's like.
Well, do you have
Melrose has children?
No. Melrose, you don't have anything.
I don't have life. I don't have children.
You don't even have a life. You don't even have a life. You're talking about good taste.
Yeah, but
Melrose, you're the guy who goes up to all the celebrities and hounds the crap out of them until they let you into events.
OJ has children. You're not worried about his children.
Right.
I think it was funny. It was bad taste, yeah, but it was funny also.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right,
hey, Howard.
By the way, you can hear the call on my website.
Yeah, your website. Yeah, MelroseLarry.com is much better than CaptainJanks.com. There you go again, Tom. Cipriano.
Howard. Melrose is really a loony guy.
No, Melrose is out here with fans of the show that want to talk about Star Wars.
All right, thank you.
You want to talk to more kids, Howard?
No, I think I'm done.
Come on, Howard. It's one kid.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Here's it. You want to talk to a guy who hates Captain Jenks for doing this?
I would love to.
All right, Captain Jenks.
Hello?
You want to hear this?
Yeah.
All right, I'll get rid of Melrose. Yeah. Go ahead, Naz.
What's going on, Howard?
Hey, man.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Completely tasteless here. Completely. I heard this live on CNN yesterday, and I'm like, it's Captain Jenks going nuts over there. Want to be on TV. And
I just wish everyone would. I got 100,000 phone calls asking me if I had done it.
Putting your name in it.
Well.
Putting your name. At least use his own name.
Publicity.
Exactly.
People are not getting this.
Colin, hi. People are not getting this. Look, a misunderstood artist. A misunderstood phony phone call artist. Colin.
He's an artist.
Yeah, I'm here.
You're on the air.
Yeah, first of all, I want to say I think it's great what Captain Jenks did.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Second of all,
I think.
I don't know that it's great, but go ahead.
Second of all, I want to know why everyone's making a big deal about these kids getting killed. People get killed every day.
Oh, boy.
No, he's wacky.
They are wacky, aren't they?
This is your fan.
He's not alone, Jenks.
Jenks, you found a partner. Sir, I'm not even sure what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. You know what's weird about, like, when you see a shooting like this? So when I'm coming in, I hear morning radio and stuff, and, like, there's morning guys who are, like, have goofy radio shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And some of them start at 5 o'clock in the morning because they try to, like, get on before me. So.
Right, they're trying to get a head start. It's
yeah.
like a race.
And a lot of them are goofy and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, when there's a shooting, they all of a sudden get on the air and they get all serious.
And they have to lose the goofy voice.
They lose the goofiness, and then the whole audience is calling in, and they're having a discussion about why kids kill and stuff. And it was like, oh, my God. It's like, how do you go from being the goofy guy to... It's like, 25 children are dead. All right, thank you.
Hey, by the way, for anybody who's interested, I'm going to be at Garfield's in Twanksville this Friday night, so if you want to come down there and kill me, that's where I'll be.
Really? All right, thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Right.
Melrose will show up.
Those two.
I wonder about these allegations, though, of stealing from Crackhead Bob and Kenneth Keith.
Those are the ones I want to get to the bottom of.
Goodness.
Yeah. Man. Xena Star, you're on the air.
Hey.
Who is Xena Star? You're a guy?
Xena Star.
Oh, Xena.
Xena Star. Hey, Robin.
Hi.
What's up?
What can we do for you?
All right, well, first I wrote a song about this thing.
Oh, dear.
It sounds like a happy song.
Already?
Yeah, it just came.
Is that something you should be writing about?
Well,
actually,
you ought to let it sink in before you...
Isn't that Pearl Jam song about this kind of like, Jeremy spoken?
I don't think Pearl Jam too much.
Was it about Jeremy who killed all the kids in his class?
Exactly.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, Pearl Jam beat you to
what's up,
it.
Fred?
Yeah.
What's up?
All right.
So go ahead, sing your song.
All right, let's hear your song. I knew there would be songs.
Well, see, when I did it, John said, he couldn't hear my voice.
Well, let's hear it.
So, all right, I'll try. I guess I'll try and do it a little later. Okay.
Huh?
Ready?
Just do your dumb song. Already I hate it. World's worst guitar.
5 Channel 7, 5 Station 13, the Trench Coat Mafia on the scene. Hands on your head, just full precaution. Better look away before you feel sick and nauseous. What's on your mind? 2 dead suspects. Kids are hysterical, better hit the deck. Guard your grill and your neck.
Sounds like you just copied down whatever they said on the news.
Suicide mission and a neo hack. Suicide mission on a neo hack.
I'm kind of digging the song.
All right, so neo hack is neo-Nazi.
Yeah.
And they were put on a hack.
All right, thank you.
I didn't want to stop her.
Oh, please. Good Lord.
Well, I'm sure the record companies will be calling.
Yeah, he's pretty talented guy. Todd, you're on the air.
Hey, I just want to say I am from Jefferson County, Colorado, and I've had friends today that went to Columbine, and you guys had a few things wrong about the situation, and I didn't know if you could have any answers.
Like what?
But, well, they did actually have bombs on them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And because you guys were debating about that earlier. But, I mean, these guys were calling in making jokes about this. I mean, this is not a funny situation out here.
Of course not.
No, of course it's not funny. Who thinks it's funny? Who said it was funny?
Oh, no, well, you didn't say it was funny, actually, but these guys were calling in, and it's got people out here so worried that every school's closed.
What is this, Baba Boy?
Well, I'm sorry, this is really funny. Like, all the phony phone callers are really mad at Jenks. It's almost like, when prisoners are mad at the child molester.
Right.
So this King of All Rednecks...
That's a good one.
...left this on my voicemail, like, right after it happened yesterday.
Hey, Gary, this is Scott from L.A., King of All Rednecks. Hey, listen, today that idiot Jenks made a phony phone call right after all those poor kids got shot and killed. Anyway, he's a complete tasteless piece of shit.
Wow.
And gives anybody who has fun having a phony phone call every now and again a horrible name. Anyway, please do everybody a favor and tell that piece of shit to get a life. And do everybody who loves a good phony phone call and enjoys making one now and again, do us a favor and don't play that shit on the air because the guy's a complete imbecile and it's just a complete classless pile of crap. Feel free to play this to him if he calls in.
You're right. It's like when the prisoners go after the rapist.
It's a strange line.
Yeah.
The kind of criminal that's worse than us.
I had no idea that phony phone callers have a line.
I didn't either, because they call through every other tragedy.
I know.
Bombing in the city.
The bombing in Oklahoma.
World Trade Center bombing, they got called.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess they have a line,
When
these
it becomes
guys.
kids, is it?
Maybe kids.
I don't know.
But see, like, when I heard about it yesterday, I got a phone call at home from a friend who was very upset by it.
Right.
And he said, I love the show, but I got to tell you, when it's kids dying, it's not funny. And I said to my friend, well, it's not really about the kids dying. It's about people at the news who are so hyped up to get the scoop, they don't check anything.
Yeah, I see a difference. I really do. I mean...
Yeah, you didn't call the school.
Yeah.
He's not poking fun at the kids.
I think it's like these... I don't know. Those news shows, I don't know.
It's like, when...
I see a difference, actually. I actually do.
You think it went over the line?
No. I'm saying I see a difference.
Right.
I see a terrible tragedy happening. This is about the people who report on the tragedy.
Right.
This isn't about the tragedy. I don't know. I see a difference. But, then again, I'm completely whacked out. I read comic books and watch way too much television.
But I don't know why this particular tragedy is not to be touched.
Yeah, I don't know. But there is a line, I guess. I don't know.
I would like to know what it is, because it's like called in every other one.
It's like when you make jokes all day about everything, and one guy calls up and says, wait a minute, I know a midget.
Right. Right. I mean, it's not funny to see kids get killed, but I don't know that...
There was a big phony phone call when there was like an airline crash in North Carolina.
Yeah, I know.
When the building was burning the other day, they were trying to save that guy on the crane, somebody called.
Well, that was the one I didn't like. I think that was out of hand. Trenchcoat Mafia. You'd think they'd be the cool kids in the school, wearing black trench coats and wearing black eye makeup.
Well, see how you got it all wrong?
Yeah. I'm thinking, wow, they must have had something going on.
You've got it all wrong.
So they hated the jocks and they hated the black people.
Yeah, and the jocks used to pick on them.
Oh, they must have been real weasels. They must have really been losers. What?
I guess that's their excuse, right?
I guess.
Who knows? They're dead now.
I got picked on all the time in high school. I never thought to kill anybody.
And also, if you were a loser...
I would have to agree with that.
Right.
If you were a loser, you weren't part of any group. You were just a loser.
Right.
These guys organized.
Yeah, they organized and killed everybody. How outrageous. How do you find other losers to kill everyone and kill themselves?
Because I knew kids like this, but mostly they sat in the back of the class and didn't talk to anybody.
Right.
Because they had no friends.
But these guys all united.
Yeah.
And once they were united, they had a group.
Don't let your losers clump. That's the whole
See, this is the real Revenge of the Nerds.
Yeah.
Revenge of the Nerds is, because I watch, whenever Revenge of the Nerds is on TV, I watch it. And I even watch Revenge of the Nerds 2 and 3.
Yeah, you watch all the sequels.
Yeah, I like Revenge of the Nerds, but this is the real Revenge of the Nerds. See, this is a movie. If it wasn't real...
This is Heathers.
It is.
Yeah.
Howard, did you have people in high school, do you remember people in high school who sort of fit this bill, who were, like, so weird that everyone knew who they were?
Yeah.
Because I had a girl in my school.
That would be me.
Nobody knew who you...
I was like just invisible.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get out of high school.
These guys were the known weird.
See, I had a girl in my school.
Yeah, but they didn't pull out an automatic weapon to shoot you, though.
You see, there were weirdos in my school, but most of them were just like geeks.
Well, see, I had this girl in my school, right? She was a regular American girl, but she was Buddhist. She was Buddhist.
That's already weird.
And she got up and she told everyone how she knew she was going to come back and be reincarnated as a cow. So and can I tell you, she was not an attractive girl to boot.
Right.
So
She already looked like a cow.
I remember we had this long block to my high school, and she'd be walking up and down it every day, and people would just drive by, roll down the windows, and go, "Hey, there goes the cow!" I mean, this girl was tormented.
It's a miracle she didn't kill everyone.
Right.
Yeah. You see, you gotta, some kids are really pushed to the edge.
Yeah, we had a girl in our school, and it was an all-girls school.
The cow.
Who was a Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, that's bad.
And that was, we made her life miserable.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who that kid was in my high school.
Well, I know who it was.
We had, geeks and retards. But
they didn't clump together.
No.
Yeah, they were always loners. But we would look at that girl and say, hey, you got any of those books on? You got what were they, Awakenings and all those magazines? Did you have to go out and sell your magazines today?
There was a girl in summer camp who always got picked on. She was fat. She had real white skin, so if she went out in the sun, she got hives. And then all the time she had hives, and she, you go to camp, you get, some mosquito bites. She was always covered in mosquito bites.
She's break out.
Yeah, she was always she always had, she had to go to the infirmary for 2 days because she had so many mosquito bites. And I don't even understand it. And, she was just like a loser.
Yeah.
See, she'd clumped up with about 2 or 3 other losers. She would have taken us out. I'm telling you the truth. I don't want to mention names. I think we got our own trench coat mafia right here at work.
We keep them separated, though. They have not organized.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, there's only 45 in the country, so.
It's an army of one, Ron.
Now, what is that? Is there any truth to that there are 45 trench coats?
No.
I have no idea.
Oh, you're talking about that kid who called.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you catch the rumor that they...
Funny how they already have an acronym for their name, though.
Right.
Did you catch the rumor what the significance of yesterday's date was?
Yeah, Hitler's birthday. Yeah, I was out there.
He would have been 101.
Really?
I heard it was 110.
110, something like that.
Yeah, you think he would have lived that long, huh? Yeah.
Senior Wences beat him.
Yeah, Senior Wences. You know how old he was?
Yes.
103.
Hey, I read a report that they're saying in the future, not too far distant future, well, that doesn't make sense, but in the not too distant future, people are going to be living 200 years old.
Well, Jackie's half.
They're already predicting that. Jackie, you're halfway there.
What are we going to do with everybody?
No, I don't know. All right, thanks for the call, man.
Sure.
All right, Manny, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, Howard, how you doing? Hey, listen, all those people who call in and say this is in bad taste, they're a bunch of idiots. I swear, all of them. That thing was funnier than hell, and I loved it.
All right, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Calling from jail.
Skip, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm holding for Howard.
Yeah, you're on.
Howard?
Yo.
Hey, man, some of those girls were hot. They're holding their arms over their head and the boobs were bouncing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's looking at the girls running out of the school.
Running out of the school, you support high school. Turning you on.
It was cool.
You were watching it and you were...
Trace this call.
There was one girl, man, I don't think she had undergarments on. She was flopping.
Guys, man, watch the reports and get excited. Yo, beat it, guys.
F Java.
Thank you. That's terrible.
That's your line.
Now you've gone over the line.
Sorry, man.
Thank you. Oh, man.
That's a guy.
I mean, I know we're talking about this Denver shooting and stuff, but...
what can we do?
How much can you talk about it? What are you going to say? It's a horrible thing, There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Trenchcoat Mafia. I like the name. I got to give him that.
TCM.
Trenchcoat Mafia. I would name a band that. And I'm sure now there's 50 bands with that. But other than that, it's
You'd
pretty
think they could part
horrible.
that into getting women and being popular.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if I was cool enough in high school to wear black trench coats and wear black eye makeup and spiked hair, I might have, some chicks dig that. They must have been real geeks. I want to see pictures of these kids. Because that is a look. I had no look because my mom wouldn't let me wear jeans to high school.
Your mom was still buying your clothes.
Yeah, well, my mom said, you are forbidden to wear jeans. Now, every kid wore jeans. She let me wear chinos.
Only geeks didn't wear jeans.
Yeah, I had chinos and loafers.
Yeah, you really stood out.
I was such a douchebag. I was the most incredibly big douchebag, and I was big. So my head stuck out like a giraffe.
You needed to look like everybody else, at least clothing-wise.
Yeah, there were a couple of nasty years in there.
Nasty.
There were a couple of years there where I just assumed forget. You know? I just remember going to school thinking, you know, my ass is fat. And I'm wearing these chinos.
How could your ass have been fat? You were string beans.
I just felt like my ass was fat. I just didn't feel right. Lucky I wasn't armed. Believe me.
But you would have shot yourself
Yeah.
in the foot. You don't know how to use it.
In my trench coat.
You get it all wrapped up.
I didn't even have a trench coat. Like, these kids at least had trench coats and black eye makeup.
They had done everything and nothing helped.
Did you have a weirdo in your high school? Did you have like a group of weirdos? Like, Gary had a weirdo, but I knew a girl.
Lots of them, but like I said, they were isolated. You know, like maybe 3 or 5, depending on what the cutoff for how weird, you know.
I had a girl
You know what they said about this school? One of the kids said it was a very cliquey high school, which is, you know,
what is it?
breeding ground. You know, but when they're extremely, this was like extreme cliques.
They should call high school click school. They shouldn't even.
Yeah, because people clump. They really.
We had a girl who made at her, you know, she made in her pants at her desk. But
that happened to us once.
In high school?
In high school?
No, this was elementary school.
Oh, yeah. Everybody had those.
Yeah, but she was tagged for the rest of her life.
Oh, we had a girl that made a huge puddle during a spelling test. I never.
That's awful.
Like, how did that happen?
I swear to God, we're sitting there doing a spelling test. I'll never forget it. And all of a sudden, you know, unmistakable sound of dripping. And I looked next to me, and there was a puddle, I swear to you, 3 feet in diameter. And we started giggling. And the teacher said, Mary, what do you think? Why didn't you raise your hand? And she said,
humiliating.
I thought you'd get mad at me. And I'm thinking, you're not going to get a gold star for peeing yourself.
All I know is, like, what, you know, they're all the same. You know why they're all the same? They never say anything. They just sit there with the pee.
It just happens.
It happens, but then they don't go, excuse me, there's an accident. They just hope no one will notice.
Right. And the teacher says something, and then they get up silently. The janitor comes in and puts that crap on the floor.
The only time that happened in our school, like, the teacher would get tired of everybody raising their hand, and she'd cut off, no more going to the bathroom.
Well, then you make it number 2 on the floor. Then you make it number 2 on the floor, just a spider.
You know, I can't believe you guys are talking about this, because I was just thinking about this yesterday. I won't say the guy's name, but there was a guy in my junior high school when we were in 7th grade. He was like the biggest guy.
Yeah.
You know, we used to go out and play sports, and we'd throw the football around, and nobody could bring him down or anything.
Yeah.
And then one day we were just sitting there, there was this big puddle under his chair.
Right.
And nothing was said. Like, the guy never said anything.
Yeah.
And the teacher
never say anything.
The teacher sent him to the nurse.
Right.
The janitor comes in with a mop, and we pretended it didn't happen.
Right. And nobody ever said anything.
You wouldn't, because the guy was so big, he beat the crap out of
he can handle himself. There are some real misfits who do this. You know.
Oh, I mean, when this happened to this girl, she cried her eyes out. Right. She didn't say anything.
Yeah.
But she was like, you know.
Yeah, school's no place for misfits, boy. I'll tell you that, man. It is the survival of the fittest.
You don't want to stick out.
It's the closest thing to prison that I can think of.
Howard, do you remember the guys that used to show up to gym class with black socks?
Yeah.
You know, guys that didn't have their uniform.
Geeks.
You totally
Well, do you think these kids were geeks, or were they worse than geeks? At least geeks have, like, a brain.
They said they, like, were like, writers, like, in creative writing class.
They were smart.
Papers about killing people, but they were good papers.
Yeah, the guy said, they were really into creative writing, these guys. Like, maybe Dungeon and Dragon dudes, you know? And he said they were really into creative, you know, writing, but all of their writing were about chasing people in the woods and killing them. But what are you going to, you know, some kids are just weird, and you tell them to let their fantasies come out.
Casey tells us that he used to write that kind of stuff.
Oh, boy.
Well, I think Casey's ready for the trench coat mafia. What did he write? What did Casey write?
In 1st grade, he wrote he said it was a violent paper about hurting people. That was just him being funny, but they made him go see the school shrink.
Right. Yeah. Just being funny. Yeah.
But they say these kids wore swastikas and everything. Yeah. They can't wear a Marilyn Manson T-shirt to school. They can wear swastikas?
Yeah, I'm not sure how they pulled that off.
I mean, that's.
So what's the status at the school now? I mean, have the police been able to go in, or they still have hidden bombs?
Squad. I don't know if the bomb squad is finished yet or not.
Because they got dogs who can sniff out those bombs. That's what those dogs are for.
But they couldn't get in before the bombs were detected.
Plus, there's probably so many dead bodies there to figure out who got shot where and how. And
yeah, you got to take photographs and all that stuff before you can even move anything.
What is it, Steve? Yeah, Steve. No, Steve. Guess he's gone. Here's some kids who said they were in the school when it happened. Hey, John.
Yeah.
Yo.
How's it going?
All right.
This is Howard?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I live like a mile and a half from the school, man. I have a couple friends that were there, and I talked to them yesterday.
What'd they say?
They said that it was just a bunch of chaos, shooting, and...
Boy, a bunch of good-looking girls go to that school. That guy was right. The guy who called in, he was a little too excited, but... There was like really good-looking girls running out of there with their hands over their heads.
Yeah, they say the bomb teams are still working.
Did those kids try to have sex with any of the good-looking girls? They didn't even do that. At least if you're going to go kill yourself and kill all the kids, like, why wouldn't you have some sex?
Yeah, I would think that I would want some sex, probably.
Yeah, I mean, if I was going to kill some people, I'd take them out with some sex.
I guess they were getting a rush from what they were doing.
They said when these guys were really against the good-looking girls because the good-looking girls wouldn't pay attention to them. I think the good-looking girls would be begging them to live, and they go, "You don't have to beg because you're going to be dead in a minute."
Yeah, don't cry because you're
don't cry.
dead.
Yeah.
You see that one little blurb? It's like there was some girl, she was trying to hide under the table, and he came up behind her and goes, "Peekaboo," and puts a gun right up to her neck.
Yeah, one guy was saying that, you know, a girl was running down the hall and her head popped open, you know, because she just got shot.
Wow.
Some people thought they were paintballs at first.
Right. Yeah, they thought it was paintballs.
Yeah, or smoke bombs, any kind of thing. They didn't think it was real.
Sometimes these kids usually go after the teachers, too. They didn't go after any teachers?
Well, they say some teachers are
targeted,
too.
Yeah.
They weren't necessarily targeted because there was a lot of random shooting as well.
One teacher got shot once on each shoulder.
I had some real mean teachers. I'm lucky I didn't go off. I had this one teacher who used to call me a dirty, filthy hippie. Because I had real long hair.
A guy?
I'm long hair myself.
And he liked all the jocks. This is really odd because it's the same as this.
Yeah.
And he used to say to me and my friend Jack, we used to sit in the class. This guy Jack Davidoff knows what I'm talking about. And we used to sit in the class and he'd go, "Stern, you a dirty, filthy hippie." He wasn't even from the South, but he talked like he...
Were there a lot of kids...
And you never told anybody that the teacher was referring to you that way?
I had just gotten out of Roosevelt. Do you think I cared? That was a picnic. It was at least a white guy who wasn't beating me up. This was a picnic to me. This didn't even bother me after a while.
Man.
And I had a psychology teacher. They started a psychology class, and she would say, "Why don't you talk in class? What's wrong with you?" And I was just like, "You know what? I'm traumatized, you idiot. I just came out of Vietnam. What's the matter with you? I'm shell-shocked. I just grew up in a black community, got my ass kicked every day. Just leave me be." She told me she was going to flunk me because I wouldn't talk. And then I got some other teacher calling me a dirty, filthy hippie. You go, "You dirty, filthy hippies think you're so smart, but you don't know anything." And then you give all the jocks straight A's. You give them an A in the class just because they were on the football team.
Well, if they didn't get a passing grade, they couldn't play.
Yeah, I know. Meanwhile, I had to study.
That's just like health class or something?
No, social stuff, something, I don't know, science or social stuff.
You didn't even know what his class was. No wonder.
Well, I was so drugged and sedated. No wonder the guy thought I was a dirty, filthy hippie.
You were.
I was.
That's why it didn't have any effect. You were already immune.
And then they call my mother and they say to her, "You know, your son is almost comatose in all these classes." And she go, "Not my son. You don't know my boy." Because by the time
she was a good mother.
Because I come home and be sober by the time I got home.
Don't listen to the signs.
At home, I was fine.
I would like to hear from the parents of these kids. What did they say?
That's going to be the fun.
Woo!
He was a good boy.
Because, you know, what everybody said is, what parents could have a kid with an arsenal?
Yeah.
Like these kids had, you know, like they had major artillery, they had major...
Yeah, but I understand that, because my parents... had I had tons of pot and porno stag films in my house. They didn't even know what was going on.
Go under the bed. Where do you put all those?
Didn't his mother have to wash the clothes with the swastikas on them?
Where do you hide guns?
Yeah. And ammo and bombs.
Yeah, my mom might have found those.
Bomb-making material.
See, I would have hid them in my sister's doll case. That's where I hid all my cigars and marijuana. I did. You know what happened, man? My sister was much older than me, and she'd stop playing with her dolls.
So nobody was going there.
So she had this big, beautiful doll in a special case with black hair. and I used it it was my stash drawer. But whenever I'd open up the doll, it stunk from tobacco and marijuana.
Oh, my goodness. Poor doll.
So one day we're down in the basement. My dad's he had a tool, like a workbench. My sister goes, "You know, where's that doll?"
Where's my doll?
I was going to kick her right in her ass.
Oh, stop it. She didn't know.
I know, but...
Trying to rat you out.
Well, my dad was a cigar smoker, so, like, I used to have a whole stash of cigars. I used to take up... He had a humidor. My dad had a humidor. We lived in an all-black community. We had no money. He's like... He had a humidor. So I used to take a nice cigar. And
How did your dad get to be this way?
And I'd be so tense after school from all the black kids that I would like to smoke a nice cigar in the basement and relax.
He was so into certain things.
Yeah. So I'd be smoking a cigar to relax. Thank God he had cigars. Because I don't know what I would have done to calm down.
No, wait a minute.
So I would be... What?
You're smoking a cigar in the bed? That stinks.
Yeah, so I'm smoking a cigar. Yeah, but they were out of the house or something. Or I'd smoke outside. And then they'd come home. And, like, one time they came home early.
Uh-huh.
So I take the cigar and I put it in the toilet. And I flush it.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, like the turd that won't go away. My mom saw a cigar and she goes, "What's this cigar doing in there?" I go, "I don't know. Dad must have." "Your father doesn't throw cigars in." I go, "I don't know." Deny. Hey, OJ did it.
What cigar?
You didn't know OJ at the time.
It happened.
There was a man, and he came up behind me and he dropped the cigar in the toilet.
He tried to kidnap me. And I got his license plate.
And then I bit him on the head.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Young OJ gets caught smoking a cigar by his mother. I didn't do it.
And we wrestled for a while.
And then I bit him.
I think he was the cop. He looked like a cop. He looked like an off-duty cop. Oh, man.
Why would I make it up?
Because you're insane.
And then I chased him.
But you know, OJ's sitting home going, "Why did I make that up?"
No, he's going, "Why don't they believe me?"
He's all incensed again.
He used to be so good.
Then he planted beans and climbed up this big vine.
That's right, big stalk.
Yeah, Rob.
Yeah, Howard.
Yo.
How's it going? I was in 8th grade. We used to write a lot of sick essays like Casey was talking about.
Yeah.
And my English teacher one time kept me and one of my friends after class and had us up by the board writing different ways to kill yourself. And we found out the next Monday we came back to work, back to school. The guy killed himself that weekend the way we told him to.
Wow.
Because he was going blind, so he wanted to kill himself. He didn't know how to do it.
So he had us. So he had you guys write down how to kill yourself and then killed himself.
He did it.
Yeah, he had us write down. It was like you would teach a class. You had to write down a list of all the different ways to kill yourself.
So how did he kill himself?
He shot himself in the chest. We said shoot yourself in the head, but he shot himself in the chest. So
yeah.
He didn't listen too well.
Yeah, he doesn't. For a teacher, he doesn't listen.
No. We had to teach him.
And whose idea? Take instructions.
And he doesn't take instructions. And whose idea was it to shoot himself? Was it yours?
Well, me and my friend, we wrote all the different ways. Jump in front of a truck, jump off a building, and you got to
be curious when your teacher asks you to write down on a board different ways to kill yourself.
Well, yeah, we thought, because we always wrote those really sick kind of essays in English, so we didn't think any big deal of it. We were just like Casey. We were goofing that,
Right.
But then this guy takes it and goes home and whacks himself with it. So thanks to him.
Cool. Thanks.
Good.
Wow. What is it, Rob?
Hello.
Hi, Rob.
Yeah, I got a question. I got a question and answer for you.
You have a question, then you're going to give the answer. All right, good. My job is done.
Well, all right. Now, I got to say something, though. I think you're being a real hutz today because I just have a strong suspicion that if the trench coat mafia was black, that you'd be blasting them a little bit more than you are now, and they wouldn't be so cool or so happening.
I didn't say they were cool or happening. Don't you put words in my mouth, you punk.
Listen. You said the name.
You're absolutely... I said in high school, I wish I had a look where I wore trench coats. I didn't even have that going for me. I said, it sounds like that they had some sort of cool group going. Maybe they could have been accepted.
But if they were
There's a big difference.
If they were black, they would have been animals.
Oh, get out of here. I never called anybody an animal.
Central Park, you called them an animal.
All right, one time I called people an animal because they were traveling around in a pack.
All right,
listen, if it'll make you happy, these kids are animals. Are you happy now? You satisfied?
Yeah.
Stop trying to paint me as a racist.
No, I'm not. Listen,
I'll do that myself.
No, I know you're not. Listen,
Thank you.
I've been listening for a long time. I said, I just want the listeners to know. They just have to be aware of who you are, that's all.
I see.
You're not a racist.
I'm not.
You grew up in Roosevelt, and a couple of black guys pushed you around.
I've been beaten up by white people, too.
Yeah, but...
I've been beaten up by the best of them. I was beaten up by 4 white guys with chains.
You talk about the black guys beating you up more, though.
Oh, I do not. You're absolutely wrong.
The white guys only beat him up once.
I had more beatings by black men than I did white men, but that doesn't mean I hold any in, that I think one group is better than the other.
I got a suggestion for solving all these kids shooting up all this nonsense going on. The easiest way to resolve this issue, I hope everybody's listening, is by implementing uniforms like Catholic schools.
Thank you.
Got to do it nationwide.
That'll work. Thank you.
Got to have it.
Right. Back to the old standard. Uniforms, Robin.
The clothes are making them kill?
In a sense, yes.
Okay.
People are putting on costumes and becoming the character. You know, you would think going to high school in Denver would be kind of like mellow. You know?
You know, it's not as tranquil out there as you think.
I know, in the hinterlands.
Yeah.
I figured this
talks about, oh, went away up to here to get away from crime.
Yeah.
And then some major crime happens.
I mean, the high schools here, you have an occasional stabbing, but no mass murdering.
Yeah,
mass murdering is mostly...
we got the metal detectors.
They ought to
get a lot of the weapons.
Yeah, why don't they put metal detectors in schools? You think the last place you need it is Denver.
Look, I don't think I could go to a school if there was a metal detector at the door. I can't go anywhere else where there's a metal detector.
I know.
I wouldn't get an education today.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I don't want to be locked in with people who might be carrying weapons.
Wow. What is it, Captain Jenks?
Hey, Howard.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fallout from this. I just went to the store to get a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And I get out of my car, and I'm walking into the store, and some guy gets out of his car, and he recognized me, and he walks towards me, pointing his finger at me, and he gets up to me, and he pushes me against the wall. There was a cop in the parking lot, so the cop broke it up. But the guy was flipping out because of the call I made.
Really?
Yeah. Can I move in your basement for a couple days?
Yeah, a lot of people come down.
Hey, you got to suffer for your art.
Yep. You're damn right, Robin, and I am, too.
Wait, here's the call he made. Wait, hold on. I can do this. Hold on.
I'm not doing any more calls for a while. I'm
This is an interview recorded a short time ago. 4 of the injured are at Swedish Medical Center.
You might have gone too
Sarah's
far.
on the phone with us. Sarah, can you give us an update on the conditions?
Yes, so far it is 18 people that are critically injured. We don't know much more past that, but we do know one thing. The gunman was Howard Stern. He was shooting up the whole school. It was ridiculous. He was angry because nobody was watching his Saturday night television.
Apparently that was not Sarah Spalding, and someone else is calling in and posing as somebody from one of the hospitals that we've been trying to talk to today. We do know at Swedish
So you got your ass kicked, huh?
No, he didn't beat me up. He just pushed me, and, the cop stopped it before it got too out of hand. But this call actually moved people into violence,
Yeah, you better lay low for a while.
Yeah, I'm in semi-retirement for phony phone calls for a couple weeks.
Okay. Oh, there you go. They finally pressured him out of it.
No, they didn't pressure me out of it. I'm just going to have to go hide out for a little while so I don't get beat up.
All right, Captain Jenks. All right. Bye-bye. Captain Jenks. Go to Fred's house. No one will find you there.
He's got to stand up for what he believes in.
Yeah, go ahead, Ray.
Hey, Howard.
Yep.
Great show.
Thanks.
It's kind of funny whether you or Robin are talking about somebody or some quirk in somebody, and it never fails. All of a sudden, here comes Gary waddling in. Hey, Howard, I was just thinking about that. I went to school with some guy that did the same thing. Everybody you talk about, Gary knows or went to school with, or all the time he comes waddling in and going, I just thought of that. I went to school with a guy who did the same thing, no matter who you're talking about.
Well, I don't know.
But I take umbrage with that. I don't waddle anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, and also, I thought you had an interesting comment. I got to say.
But he is right. Everybody in Gary's school had something.
Everybody you talk about, Gary knows.
Well, Gary has an incredible memory, actually.
I mean, if you say that, your Cub Scout leader did something, well, both.
Yeah, my Cub Scout leader raped 17 people.
I do remember a lot of my experiences. I'm not making them up.
Right, I know.
You're totally making them up.
No, he's not.
You're totally making them up, Howard.
No, because you know what? You know how Howard knows I'm not making them up? Because there's a lot of stories I've told him off the air that fit into that category.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, Howard, a week from now, make up a story so unbelievable, and I guarantee Gary will walk in and go, hey, Howard, I went to school with this guy, and
I'm surprised more teachers don't blow up kids, because the teachers get all frustrated.
Hey, Howard, did you see the review of Stephen Baldwin's movie? Real bad.
Yeah, oh my God. Yeah, I saw that.
Worse.
Yeah.
Anyway, Hal.
He works. I'll see you.
I know.
Bye-bye.
That's Dickie Bird.
Right.
Bye.
Remember Dickie Bird?
No.
That was the name of my bird when I was a little kid.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, has a good memory. Russ, what is it?
Howard?
Yo.
Yeah, I have a couple questions. Firstly, do you think that this trench coat thing is going to become like a popular garb now in high schools?
I think that you're going to see a lot of trench coat mafia kids.
Yeah, there are a lot of kids out there going, that's my outfit. That's what I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, I think a lot of them will identify with it. Yeah, I believe that it will become a fashionable thing.
Yeah,
the trench coat is a very cool look.
Yeah?
It is. That's all I'm going to say about it. What?
Even in the summer?
Oh, no, you can wear... I have a very light trench coat, actually, that I wear in the summer.
So like a raincoat.
I'm the original trench coat mafia. Thank you. Anyway, what?
No more phone calls? I got about 10.
You don't want to? You want?
It's really good.
How?
Line 6.
Line 6 is a girl who wants to make out with another girl.
Have a call back tomorrow.
Is a girl.
You can't see the screen?
She wants to talk about a shooting in Denver.
She can't call tomorrow because she's going out of the country.
Line 16.
You have to get to it now.
We could lose it.
Lights out.
It's right there.
Every commercial say by Stuttering John walks in. You like these phone calls?
What number 2? Line 2? Line 2.
There's a guy on there who says, there's a Beanie Baby named after you.
This guy in a trench coat and a coffee bar.
Mine just doing something.
Yeah, right. I know you're there.
It's a guy who thinks he's a samurai. Line 16.
There's a guy who makes love to his dog.
Remember me?
There's a guy named his daughter Jabba.
I named his daughter.
Trivia. All right, so, Robin, what's in the news?
Well, of course, the shooting out in Colorado has everybody's attention.
Nothing about me in the paper?
No.
Oh.
You didn't get killed.
Wasn't I the guy responsible for the shooting because enough people weren't watching my show?
Here's the sequence of events. This is a reconstruction of the shooting in Littleton, Colorado.
Oh, by the way, I just want to thank the people that completely bare. All the hair is off my arms now, Robin.
Wow. Really? It fell out?
It all fell out.
I'm so happy for you.
I thought that was a little more important.
Here's the sequence. These times are all in MDT.
MDT. Isn't that a special form of ecstasy that is super potent?
No, that's MDMA.
Oh, okay.
At 11 a.m.
What about MP3?
900 Columbine High School students headed into the cafeteria for lunch. Hit the books in the library or in a classroom. At 11:30, 2 young men wearing long black trench coats approach the school. They pull out weapons and open fire in the parking lot. They proceed inside to the school cafeteria, shooting as they walk, then upstairs to the library, still shooting. As bullets ricochet throughout the building, scores of students hide in closets, bathrooms, under tables, and chairs. Some students, barricaded behind a heavy door, whisper of their terror over their cellular phones to after making calls to relatives.
That's another thing. How come they let cellular phones in school? Like my daughter.
Call 911.
My daughters have cellular phones, which pisses me off.
Well, now everybody's going to say, of course your kid has to have a cellular phone, because when there's a situation like this, they need to be able to call you and tell you they're okay in the melee or the chaos.
Well, I used to always get upset because my daughters have cellular phones, and now, like, every minute, they're like, we're in the car driving to their friend's house, and their friends are calling and go, where are you now? Are you almost here?
Well,
but I got to pay for all this, you understand?
You used to do it.
No, honestly, I never even got to use the phone.
When you first got a cell phone,
no.
You'd be driving next to Neil, calling him and talking to him.
Here's the difference. I pay for it.
But I'm just saying, like the father, like the...
No, whatever. But I worked for it. And, you know, that wore out quickly.
They're not wearing out.
But, you know, so like the other day, I said, oh, thank God they have a cell phone, because I had to call my daughter at school and I didn't know what time to pick her up. I call and I call.
You couldn't even get it.
Well, I heard it ringing. It was ringing in her room. She doesn't bring it to school. She goes, Dad, I can't bring that to school because...
People will interrupt her?
Well, she says the kids sit there in class and the phones are ringing like crazy.
Yeah.
I said, do the teachers throw the kids out of the class? She goes, yes, sometimes. Sometimes they just take their calls.
Yeah.
Can you imagine you're in the middle of teaching a class and they... Yeah, I never heard of that. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
They call each other sitting next to each other.
Yeah, and rather than pass a note.
Yeah. It's like Clueless.
Dozens more were fleeing the building, hiding in bushes or sprinting to a nearby park. At noon, police SWAT teams find several explosive devices around the school. Ambulances take first wounded students to area hospitals, all of whom managed to run outside. Anguished parents awaiting word on their children gather at a nearby Leawood Elementary School. The SWAT teams began room-to-room sweeps of the high school at 12:30, checking every knapsack and desk. At 2:30, the SWAT teams began freeing students from hiding.
Man, if that was going on in my high school, boy, I'd hide. What I would do is
climb into a locker.
I'd hide behind a big, fat, popular chick.
Oh, stop it. They weren't looking in the lockers.
Oh.
In small groups, the students and teachers ran from the building to a holding area where they were frisked, questioned, offered medical care, and then bused to Leawood Elementary School to be reunited with their parents. At 4 o'clock, a sheriff's spokesman confirms as many as 25 people are dead. They are now lowering that estimate to 15 or 16.
I wonder if, like, those kids would have killed me in high school because I wasn't popular. So I would have lived, right?
You might have gotten hit by a stray bullet. See, that's part of the problem.
That's my luck.
A combination of students and teachers were among the wounded and dead. Officers searching the library found the bodies of both suspects who apparently died of self-inflicted gunshot wounds. At 4:30, a SWAT team declared the school safe. So that went on for like 4.5 hours. Or 5 hours, actually.
Wow. Those kids will never be the same. I mean, there's no way to get over that.
When you hear reports like, a girl's head blew up in front of my face, or they shot the girl right next to me.
Oh.
At 6:15, authorities found an explosive device in a car in the parking lot, and a sheriff's spokesman said the entire school is regarded as a massive crime scene. The campus was marked off with yards of yellow tape, and all the bodies are still inside.
It is weird that their parents didn't notice there were, like, tons of explosives in the house.
Yeah, because they said as they were walking through shooting, they had pipe bombs in their hands. They picked up their car, and they had several bombs in the school building.
Because my parents used to go through my room like FBI agents. You would have thought I was in the mob.
Did they talk to their parents yet?
I haven't heard a word about any parents.
Get off our lawn!
I'll kill you.
Man.
Maybe they didn't have parents. Maybe they
were raised by wolves.
A lot of times you go home and the parents are dead, too, already. Yeah. You never know. The SWAT teams have now finished, but the bomb teams are still looking for more explosives throughout the school. Officials have found bombs in and around the school, including in 2 cars in the parking lots. And long after 2 students went on this deadly rampage, a bomb on a timer blew up last night, but no one was hurt. Officials think the school may be booby-trapped, as the students have said the 2 suspects had pipe bombs with them as they marched through the school.
By the way, Jackie the Joke Man, Westbury Music Fair, April 24th.
Oh, thank you. The bomb
yes, we can throw that in.
has some slow and tedious work ahead of them and could be there for days, they say. Davis says they'll be searching the many cars in the parking lot and checking out all the backpacks left behind at the school.
What is it, Carla?
Hello?
Yeah, baby.
Hi, Howard. Love your show. Hi, Robin.
Hi.
Listen, Howard, I don't want you to take offense. I'm just wondering what's happening with you lately. I've been listening to the show for the past few weeks, and it seems like you have no original thoughts when it comes to, like, a joke or something. You just parrot whatever Robin or Fred or Jackie says, like it's your own thought. I'm just wondering, are you exhausted, or what's happening with you?
I'm exhausted.
Are you?
Yeah. I wasn't aware that I was doing that. I thought that I had.
You know what'll happen?
I thought I had a few original thoughts of my own, but I guess not.
Here's what'll happen. Like, somebody will say, maybe, like, with the Larry King thing this morning, like, she had to think about it. You're like, yeah, she had to think about it. And I'm like, what the heck is that about?
Sorry, that's the sort of way that I operate. I just thought it would be funny to play. I watched the Larry King tape. I thought I had a good idea to play it, and we were all enjoying it.
The tape was great. I loved it.
Well, that was my idea. So then what do you? So why am I so horrible? You bitch. You bitch on wheels. I'd love to come to your uncreative job, you cow. Oh, Howard, don't get it wrong. What, because I agree with Robin, that means I suck?
It's defensive. No, it's not that you agree with her. It's just that, like, whatever they say, like, you'll say it like you came up with it. And it's just
no, it's a way of get out of here, you cow.
Why am I...
What am I doing on the air after all these years?
Are you out of your mind?
What a fat bitch. Sitting there in her car waiting to be entertained. I wish you'd turn it off and go to another station.
Do you like that? Call?
That was a good call, John.
Yeah, I put that through.
I put that through.
Worked extra hard to get that call.
So what? So what if I repeat what Robin says? Maybe it's funny.
So what? We all repeat each other from time to time.
What a dick.
All right, let's listen. Forget her.
All right, forget her.
Here's a student who encountered the gunman.
Encountered a gunman.
The gunman walking through the Columbine High School in Colorado.
Colorado.
This student faced one of them.
You faced one of them?
Yeah, play number one.
Number one.
Everyone around me got shot, and I begged him for 10 minutes not to shoot me.
Why didn't he shoot her? How did she survive?
Been a very convincing beggar.
Wow, but because most of the kids, they went up to her and just said,
Don't cry, you're going to die soon.
You're going to die soon.
Here's another, the same girl, she continued, barely able to choke out her words.
Barely able to choke out her words.
They just put the gun in my face and started bleeding everywhere and started laughing, saying that it was all because people were mean to him last year.
Wow.
Here is Lydia, another student, says at first the students didn't take the threat seriously.
But he started shouting, get down, all the janitors and stuff, and we all got down, and we were just talking, you know, we figured, someone's fronting like a squirt gun, that's what I thought, or something like that. And
good thinking.
All of a sudden, people start running.
Well, she doesn't seem too broken up about the whole thing.
Yeah, the other one seemed real broken up.
Here's a student, Adam Foss, who acted quickly when he realized what was happening.
After I saw the gunman, I saw a couple shots fired off. Saw a teacher get shot, like, right in front of me. So, like, me and three of my buddies just grabbed everybody we could, just threw them into the choir room, barricaded ourselves in there until the SWAT came and got us out.
Dude, I would shave my head and put a dunce cap on. I'd tell these guys I wasn't popular.
That's right, change your look immediately.
Right.
Trench coat.
I'd go to that nerd look real fast.
Here's one of the paramedics, Craig Gravitz, and he says that this was a ghastly scene inside the school.
From what I understand of the other part of our crew that actually went inside,
you know, all the pictures from inside this school will be on the internet any day now.
Oh, yeah. Many of the victims were still at or under their desks in the library area.
And this is Dr. Davis Nida. He's the sports team physician for Columbine High School.
Well, he's lucky to be alive.
He offers some insight into this whole thing.
6 to 12 students have been members of the trench coat mafia over about a 3-year period. And they do wear all black. They wear black trench coats, black sunglasses all the time. And to give you an idea of what their philosophy is, in last year's Columbine High School yearbook, they put a quote in that said, "Who says insanity is crazy? Insanity is healthy."
What's wrong with that?
Okay.
See, they sound like the cool kids, don't they? They got black trench coats, they got makeup.
Dark glasses.
Dark glasses. I went to that look for a couple of years.
Here's the sheriff's spokesman, Steve Davis. He says he never heard of the trench coat mafia.
The trench coat mafia is something that I'm sure not aware of, and I can't find anybody on our department that's heard it before today.
And he further speculates on a possible motive for the shooting.
I haven't heard of any motive. I heard some speculation that the group was that it was in conjunction with the birthday of Adolf Hitler.
Right.
Yeah. Hitler was 100. It would have been 110.
Yeah. What a way to celebrate.
Prayer services were conducted last night in Littleton. Here's a priest who offered a sermon from the pulpit on violence.
Kosovo is in our backyard. It is not someplace far away.
It's right here.
What kind of sermon is that? Kosovo's in our backyard. Yeah. This is hardly Kosovo.
Well, I'm telling you what the priest said. You're going to argue with the tape?
Hitler's 110?
Yes. And here's...
Jackie. He's almost the same age as you.
That's a funny one.
Hey!
Did you think of that?
No, Robin thought of it and I repeated it.
Here's some of the singing from the service.
All right.
Happy birthday.
Another drop of fool's gold.
Another glass of fool's gold. And I'm hungry again.
I'm hungry again?
Under.
Oh, under.
I can't remember
Wow. The townspeople just broke into that. They're good. Those are townspeople breaking into a song?
Singing.
Holy mackerel. Sign them up.
Harmony.
And President Clinton had this simple message.
I want girls.
I did not have sex with
I hope the American people
We'll be praying for the students, the parents, and the teachers.
I want us all to come together.
And this is Colorado Governor Bill Owens. He says an incident like this hits home with every parent.
A daughter who's 16, who's a high school student, and we just can't imagine what these parents are going through.
I'm against the so-called trench coat mafia. Although, look under my trench coat, you'll find a surprise, little girl.
Here's Andrew Beard, who's a Columbine high school student. I guess he knew the guys who were doing the shooting, or the guys in the trench coat mafia.
What's his name?
Andrew Beard.
What number is
24. He says the suspected shooters didn't care for certain students at the school.
They talked about how, like, jocks, like how all the football players and all them were, like, by them in a world of their own, thinking that they were on top of everything and nothing mattered to them.
So some people have said they were targeting kids who participated in sports.
Right.
And black people.
Wow. How many black people were in the school?
I don't know, but, I do have some quotes from some kids who say, a black kid was shot right next to her because
he was black. I can't believe they were racist.
Very funny. Can school shootings be prevented?
No.
Okay, that's the question many educators
I thought you were asking me.
No. In the wake of yesterday's massacre at the state of Colorado.
Of course not. How can you prevent it?
Increased security in the last year following a spate of school shootings. Some bought metal detectors and installed surveillance cameras. They created profiles of potentially violent students.
Right.
President Clinton even held a White House conference on school violence. It's not clear what policies were followed at the Columbine High School. A spokeswoman for the Colorado Education Association says each school district in the state sets its own policies. Barbara Wheeler, former president of the National School Board Association, says ending the violence will be difficult. She says identifying students who are going to act out is one of the great mysteries. You just can't figure it. Ironically, a meeting about school violence is scheduled today in Rockland County with police chiefs and school administrators here in New York. Rockland officials had planned this meeting weeks ago. One of the topics will be emergency plans to handle large-scale school violence. So everybody getting real serious about this again, because there have been a number of incidents in the last couple of years in
There's nothing you can do.
rural areas.
They can't even stop violence in prisons. They got prison guards there, and these guys still find weapons and stuff and kill each other.
Well, at least you got these guys identified.
Right.
They are violent.
Yeah, and they still find ways of killing each other.
In this case, you don't even know who it's going to be.
I was watching that movie. You know what I have on DVD? You know the movie Bad Boys with Sean Penn?
Yeah.
Isn't that a great movie? Wow. You like that movie, Robin?
Yes, that was one of my favorite movies. First time I really noticed Sean as a dramatic actor.
Who was the other guy, the other gang leader?
S.I. Morales?
S.I. Morales, that's right.
He pronounces his first name.
S.I. Morales.
Big fan.
Yeah, that's cool. It's like Sean Penn's like this real bad kid. He goes to jail. And then S.I. Morales, and he kills the brothers, he kills that guy's brother and stuff. That's cool. But then they make these little weapons in prison. They can take like a piece of garbage and make like a rifle out of it. Cool. I'm like, these guys are so bright. Why aren't they just like...
Yeah, they should really be in business. They shouldn't be in jail.
A lot of criminals are very intelligent people.
Well, I always say, who would ever think of stealing copper wire? That you can make money out of that.
I know.
Criminals know that. Or stealing airbags. Who thinks of these things?
There's this black guy in the movie. He just takes a nail, and next thing you know, he makes a bow and arrow. He was like the George Washington Carver of jail. He made like a gun out of peanut shells.
Made a cannon out of soap. And news about the Colorado shooting has gone around the world.
How about when Sean Penn puts those cans in a pillowcase, and he beats the hell out of those two guys?
Yeah. You would have never thought of that.
Oh. No. You ever see this movie? I'll bring it in for you. It's great.
Very intense.
Ouch. Good stuff.
What are they saying about us around the world, Howard? How sick is the Gun Society of America?
Oh, that hurts. Oh, no.
In a Japanese jail.
Why are they saying use your finger?
One education expert warns the same thing could happen in Japan.
What if they talk about the good things like Jackie the Jokeman?
A Singapore tabloid screams school bloodbath. The TV news there
please,
carried it second after a story about Indonesia. The shooting rampage was the top world news story in Hong Kong and New Delhi, among other places. And in Australia, Prime Minister John Howard called it an appalling event of terrorism.
Appalling event of terrorism.
Yeah. Oh, stop me, you're repeating that.
Oh, it took me a second to get on to that one.
I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
During the commercial, someone called in and said that Rosie O'Donnell was crying on her show.
Oh,
so I said to KC, quick, get the TV on. I want to watch that.
Yeah.
15 minutes later, they figured out how to get to Channel 7. Couldn't work the TV.
It was your idea to hire him.
And then Baba Booey comes in.
No communication.
No communication with each other.
So he doesn't even know what channel to go to?
No.
It's already late.
My bad.
Yeah. I need a whole staff just to turn on the television.
Why is it so complicated?
I don't know. What went wrong?
Just in my defense, the batteries were dead.
Whatever.
Yeah.
In his defense, okay.
Here's Big Dog, Robin.
Okay.
Hey, Big Dog.
Yeah, what's the deal, Howard? What's up?
Yo, what's up?
Yo, Howard, you gonna let it be known?
Hey, what posse you with?
Huh?
What posse you with?
You know the rules.
Who you represent?
Huh?
Who you represent?
Brooklyn.
Boy.
Yo, Howard.
Aye.
So, I want you to let it be known on the air, man, how these white dudes is more savages than we are, man.
Brooklyn, top of the food chain.
Up in the field.
You know how it goes.
Yep. Terminator. Brooklyn, top of the food chain.
He's from the East, baby. East New York.
Right.
So listen. Yo, Howard.
Yeah.
You notice how these dudes, this kid in Kentucky, how he shot all his classmates during prayer?
Denver.
Yeah. Nah, Kentucky was
He's
a few
talking
months
about
ago.
Kentucky during the school prayer shooting.
Thank you, Robin. See, Howard ain't up on it. All right, then you got Jeffrey Dahmer eating these cannibals. You know what I mean? He's a cannibal eating all these other people. Now you got these two crackers out in Denver bodying 25 kids. Don't you notice?
What about the guy in the Long Island Railroad?
Oh, please. This is a stupid conversation.
Hey, I'm into that.
But Howard,
What about the guy in the Long Island Railroad? Colin Ferguson, dude.
Exactly. But you
Come on, Bird Dog.
All right, listen. You were making a voice about Suge Knight about this East Coast, West Coast thing. That's black.
I didn't say anything. Big Dog.
Fair enough. No, you put on the black voice, and you try to mock black.
Oh, get at him. I'm mocking anybody. You're nuts.
What I'm saying is, can you let it be known how the white people are savages, too?
Well, of course they're savages.
Everybody's a savage. It's not a race thing.
L.A. riots, as savage as you get.
Exactly, but then you got Hitler.
Hitler, very savage.
He's white.
No, he's not.
Hitler wasn't white?
Hitler was black.
Go ahead, man.
Why don't you read your history book?
Yo, Howard, what about the guy who cut off the little boy's genitals and ate them?
He was black. Oh, get out of here. This is a silly conversation.
Can we go on?
No.
Eggs eaten.
Are we still talking about Denver?
No, we haven't talked about that in a while.
I think we ran out of everything on Denver.
Why?
I mean, I think we went through it all, didn't we?
Yes.
Oh, well, this guy was still talking about it. You wait and see the news. You know, there's really no more news out of Denver. Everything that had to be said.
The most amazing thing is they can't remove the bodies from the building. Well, so they're going to be there for, like, days looking for bombs, and those bodies will still be there.
But you know what's weird? Like, last night when you're watching TV, it was really 5 minutes worth of news.
Yeah, it was over at 6 o'clock.
Right. And then they would have to fill the whole rest of the hour. And they scramble, so they start making up news. It's like this. Like you see the news person come on and they go, next we'll be talking to the makers of trench coats. They run it, and then after a while it's like, sir, I know you were nowhere near where this happened, but what do you think? They start finding people from the town to ask.
Yeah, they're nowhere near what happened. So they're asking, like, somebody who never even saw it.
Then, like here in New York, they go, coming up next, an exclusive interview. And how this is affecting our area.
Well, do you know that Larry King had a show on it last night?
Right.
Talking to some of the kids who knew some of the kids and the father.
You're the kid who knew a kid.
The kid went to the school.
Tell me, what was it like when you knew this kid who knew the kid who knew that kid? And then it's like, and then you come back from the commercial and it's like, they're interviewing a guy in Teaneck, New Jersey, who's at a diner.
What do you think?
And how does this impact our area? And it's a guy eating at a restaurant. He's not even an expert. At least if it was a congressman or somebody who could pass a law or something.
Maybe.
Maybe I'll watch that.
That's what I was saying. That's why I don't mind a Captain Jenks Cole, because these news organizations feed on stories like this.
Right.
They want to keep them going.
Yeah, in fact, I think they secretly like Captain Jenks. How else do they keep putting him through? I say he's in cahoots with them. That's what I say. What?
When have you heard MTV do any news that's of any importance?
Right.
MTV Live is sending a correspondent out there today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So it's like when Dan Rather goes to the war zone.
It'll be great. It'll be like a chick in a thong, and it'll be like,
Right.
What kind of music did the trench coat guys like?
Absolutely.
If they had any nerve, they would do like the grind on the front lawn.
Right.
That's right, spring break.
I understand 54% of the victims were wearing blue jeans made by Calvin Klein. Have Rebecca Romaine go out there.
Do fashion. What's that show called?
Rebecca Romaine Stamos.
That fashion show?
Trenchcoat Beach House, I think it's called.
Send the new VJ who just won the contest.
We have members of the actual Trenchcoat posse with us in their sunglasses. The media are like moths to flames. They don't know what to do.
Any bad news, boy.
Yep. Here's Jesse Camp on AK-47s. Hey, dude. Hey.
Big fan.
Big fan, Jesse.
They actually have in the paper what music they listen to.
Do they really?
Yeah. They were into
Isn't John Norris.
a German underground band called KMFDM.
That's what Jackie's into.
Yes. Yes, master.
KFMDM?
I
think I have one of their songs.
Howard, you know what that's supposed to stand for?
What?
Kill effin', let me guess. Kill effin'.
Mother effin'.
Oh, KMF? Oh. Kill mother effin', what's the other initials?
DM.
Kill mother effin'.
Dopey morons?
No. What?
It's another band. It's supposed to stand for Kill Mother Effin' Depeche Mode.
Oh.
Well, that's not what it really stands for.
What does it stand for?
It's German.
For?
No pity for the majority is what it's supposed to mean.
Big fan.
I was close.
Well, that's what I heard.
Wait, now we have every bit of trivia.
What?
You know?
Yeah, we'll know more about these kids than we know about the president.
Do they like girls?
Well, maybe not this president.
They're not full of crap.
An egg a day is okay for most people, according to a new study. Researchers have found that healthy people eating up to 7 eggs a week do not increase their risk of heart attack or stroke.
I agree with that.
But they do say you ought to stay away from the bacon, the sausage, and the butter. Because that's not good for you.
Do they like girls? Yeah.
Doctors are also saying that broad beans may help prevent bowel cancer.
Broad beans?
Broad beans.
Oh, broad bean. I never heard of a broad bean. What is that?
This was some research done in Great Britain. The researchers find that one of the components that you find in the broad beans...
Does it reduce body fat?
Increase the normal characteristic of cancer cells and stopped mutated cells from multiplying. So it seems that the broad bean is good for fighting colon cancer.
I don't know if I eat that.
I don't eat that.
What is a broad bean again?
I don't know what a broad bean is.
Is it a group?
Surprised you're reporting that, Bob.
Well, I got to tell you everything that's happening. I don't go deep into everything. What do I know? Go to the store and ask for a broad bean.
I'm not going to eat that. I'm sick of that.
And they say the incidence of cancer is going down as smoking declines in this country.
I eat that with bumblebee tuna, the broad beans.
Really?
Yeah.
Fewer Americans are stricken with cancer every year.
Then I eat Metrex.
Partly to a drop in smoking. The news is better for men, although they still suffer more cancer than women do. The rate of new cancer cases is dropping 8 times faster for men than for women.
Radio 1. I'm going to go on.
Oh, who is this?
Hi, Howard.
Yes?
It's me, Marion from Brooklyn. Howard, Rosie O'Donnell saying that Jerry Springer is the type of show that lets these kids do these kind of things.
Never mind that. I'll take it one step further.
Yeah.
Jerry Springer killed those kids. All right? I believe he was in the trench coat and killed them.
I think it was Rosie O'Donnell. She's jealous she doesn't have Pamela Anderson's figure.
That's right.
Happy birthday, Riri. My mother's 65 today. Howard, I love you, but you know what?
What?
I am so angry. My father's in the gun business for 60 years. None of us carry a gun. I live in Brooklyn. I clean my toilets. I take my kids to school. This woman's out of her mind. She's talking about how the society. She doesn't live in real society.
Honey, let me tell you something. In all seriousness, Jerry Springer is not responsible for those killings.
That's right.
Your voice is responsible for it. Your voice.
Get me a gun.
Thank you, Howard.
Thank you, honey.
Love you, babe. Happy birthday, Riri.
Okay.
I think she's in the trench coat mafia.
Government researchers say the recommended daily allowance for vitamin C should be doubled or tripled because of increasing evidence during the first part of a 2 decades cancer-fighting study that vitamin C has an incredible ability
Do you recognize
to
that?
help prevent cancer.
That woman that was Jackie's vocal coach. Right. She teaches him how to his stage persona.
She was very successful with it.
Mainly had sex with a parrot!
But do you know how people, there were some of those doctors back in the good old days, like Linus Pauling and all those people were saying vitamin C, vitamin C. Now researchers are saying, yes, vitamin C. You
Yes.
take more than is even recommended because
Absolutely.
it's good for you.
Who's been telling you that? Me.
Yeah. A girl stumbles into a bar. She says, beer tasting? Give me a triple martini and put the pickle in it.
Oh, not this
It sounds just like that woman.
Triple martini? Oh, no.
Oh.
Well, you tell it.
So clear. I still want to know what a broad bean is.
I don't know that. I told you. Look it up.
Yes, vitamin C.
Form of bean.
Vitamin C is good for you. We know that.
Well, it's even better for you than people think.
I have some KMFDM if you want to hear it.
All right, let me hear that.
For real, not a joke. I'm into this. Here it says on the album, Megalomaniac Anarchy. I guess those are the names of the songs. You like this, Robin?
I'll give him a chance.
I like to bang chicks to this music. Very romantic. Banging music. All right. These are a bunch of Schweinhunds.
This is what they do.
Yeah. No wonder they killed people. I'm not blaming Jerry Springer. I'm blaming these guys. What is this? Imagine the nerve of that Rosie O'Donnell blaming Jerry Springer.
I was just trying to beat him in the ratings.
Yeah, how insulting. I'm surprised you didn't blame me. I'm just glad when I'm kept out of the discussion.
This sounds like Fred.
Quite frankly, it sounds like me on that Dust Brothers track. I like this. I can kind of get into this. I like this techno crap.
Kind of mediocre.
I can sing to it, though. Yeah, baby. Look at Robin dance. Come on, I'm singing.
Don't hold it against me. Come on. Blast away into my face. Oh, yeah, that's good, baby. Give me a 20-foot gun salute. In my face, come on. I know I want it right now.
I think I'm pretty good at this.
Okay.
Let me sing a little.
Please go into the recording studio now.
Get out of this studio.
Get out of this
Robin. In the bathroom. For rude sex. Hey now. I am doing great. This is a pretty good tune. Oh, what happened to my echo? All right, let's sing a little more. Rosie
You hear that lyric? I'm creating.
Oh, dear.
So that's the music those kids were into.
Yeah. They say that Dick Clark and Ed McMahon may not be feeling so lucky today. They're named in a lawsuit involving the sweepstakes they hawked.
Oh.
American Family Enterprises, Publishers Clearinghouse, and Time Incorporated are being hauled into court by Washington State's Attorney General.
Put them in trench coats.
The companies of creating what she calls a web of deception by not fully disclosing the odds against winning.
Man.
The state is asking for damages of $2,000 per violation, which could run into the millions.
My agent saw Dick Clark somewhere the other day. He said, God, the guy looks unbelievable.
Yeah?
Still looks young. I mean, really young. You know the guy's got to be about 70 years old, Dick Clark?
Oh, for sure.
At least.
Yeah. And he looks young.
Do you think he's had some work done?
I asked my agent that. He wasn't sure. He says, I can't believe it. Maybe around the eyes or something.
Yeah, something.
I guess being involved in them insurance companies keeps you young.
He was a law student by day, a male stripper by night.
Who, Dick Clark?
No. And in between, prosecutors say he found time to secretly videotape himself having sex with young women.
Oh, I love that.
You are correct, sir.
Now Paul Henroyd of St. Louis is...
Hemorrhoid? Paul Hemorrhoid?
Henroyd.
Oh, my God.
What a pain in the ass.
How do you videotape yourself having sex? I can't even work the camera and take pictures of my kids.
To invasion of privacy. He's hoping to get probation when he's sentenced next month, but prosecutors want him locked up for 2 years. Authorities say Henroyd was a student at university.
I'd be in a trench coat.
But he made tapes of himself with 6 women.
Right.
He even had a name for his camcorder, referring to it as the Gene Cam, since Gino was his stripper name.
I got to hear this Rosie O'Donnell speech, Robin, where she blames Jerry Springer for Denver. So who does she blame Nazi Germany on?
Well, wait a minute. Let me just tell you. This guy, he apparently, wanted to know where the camera was. It was hidden in the fake clock radio.
Of course.
He is now awaiting the results of his bar exam. He took that in California, where he's hoping to get a license.
Oh, he deserves a license.
There you go. Paul Henroyd.
Hemorrhoid.
Okay, so
Jerry Springer.
Rosie O'Donnell speech?
Yeah, I want to hear it. Because how does she blame Jerry Springer for that? I blame Rosie O'Donnell for it. What do you think of that? All those dopes who watch her show raise kids.
How about everybody on TV?
All right. Except us. According to what I read, we're barely on TV.
There you go.
Right.